I don't really have a proper introduction to this video, so let's just get into it. I think this is the Ulefone RugKing 4 Pro that was released about 2 months ago. Now, this phone, well, it's not your typical smartphone. By just looking at the design of this phone, you already know that this is a tank of a phone and it is made to be used in those kind of rough conditions. But this phone is not just made to withstand drops and withstand the elements and whatnot. It also has a superbly massive 10,200 mAh battery and has a lot of features built in as well. So hello everyone and welcome to this weird video where we review this Ulefone RugKing 4 Pro. It's definitely not a phone that many people will be interested in, but it is still an interesting phone nonetheless. And I just want to share my excitement with all of you. So please do hit that like and subscribe button because that's the best thing you can do to support us. And don't worry, we're still gonna have our usual smartphone review returning soon. Now, let's start with a little bit of unboxing first as a quick recap. We do have a lot of stuff inside, including a piece of tempered glass screen protector as well. Pretty cool. I remember someone asked me, hey, does this phone have a case included in the box? Seriously, do you think that this phone needs another case just to protect it against drops and whatnot? Because if you look at this phone, there's just so much padding around the entire phone as it is made out of, I think, multiple different materials. The outermost layer is made out of a rubbery material that absorbs shock if it's dropped. And there's another inner shell made out of a hard material. In this case, the mostly orange and this camo design is in that hard shell plastic. By the way, this phone is available in all black color as well. We just so happen to have it in the black and orange color. This phone is so well protected that it has a raised lip around the perimeter of the screen so that it will not get scratched even when we drag it across the table. Even the camera bump has a raised lip as well and is just very well protected all throughout. But let's go back and talk about the screen for a while. This screen, well, it looks like it's straight out of 2018 as those were the years where we had a water drop notch design on the phones. The bezels are not exactly the thinnest as well, especially the top and the bottom, but that's okay. The Ulefone RugKing 4 Pro is using a 6.56-inch IPS LCD screen with a resolution of 1612 by 720 pixels in resolution and also goes up to 120Hz refresh rate. The screen quality in itself is actually quite okay. The maximum brightness that we can get from this phone in auto brightness mode is 677 nits, and the color gamma coverage is pretty decent as well. I mean, 90% of sRGB and at a delta E number of around 0.55 average is actually very good. The one thing that I have to highlight is that the pixel response time of this screen is just not that good. It will have some pretty bad smearing when I'm just scrolling through any apps, menus, or even the settings. And that leads us to the performance. The Ulefone RugKing 4 Pro comes with a Unisoc T7250 chipset. This is an interesting choice for sure, but also understandable given the price point of this device and also what it is aimed to do. I mean, this phone is not meant to be a top performer in any sort of way, but still provide you with a pretty good experience when you're using commonly used apps. I mean, even if we are working in a construction site or whatever, we can still play some super simple games on this phone rather smoothly. PUBG, for example, runs quite good here. Even COD Mobile also runs fine. Yeah, those two games are not really that demanding and they run at 720p resolution by default anyway. We will maybe talk about this in another video. Yeah. Another main highlight of this phone is that massive 10,200 mAh battery. I'm not sure what's the watt-hour value, but if we assume it to be 3.8 volts, then it's going to be at around 38 watt-hours. That's a huge battery capacity and that's gonna last for at least 2 days with a single charge, right? Well, not exactly. You see, that Unisoc T7250 chipset isn't exactly the most power efficient chipset, and in our standardized battery life test, It can only last for around 28 hours and 24 minutes, and I definitely expected more since modern chipsets with 30% less battery capacity than this phone can last for about the same time as well. Just goes to show that the chipset efficiency plays a big role in terms of the total amount of usage time with a single battery charge. The charging speed though is, well, personally I think it's not an issue, but I'm sure a lot of people will just go into the comments and say this is unacceptable. So the Ulefone RugKing 4 Pro comes with a humongous battery capacity but only includes an 18-watt charger in the box. Yeah, the reason why I think this is not an issue is because I charge my phones overnight anyway, so I always wake up with a full charge. But yeah, it does take around 150 minutes to charge from 15% to completion. The temperature also looks kind of scary, but that's okay since it's below 60 degrees anyway. And this phone is practically covered in insulation, by the way. That's why the temperature is that high when it is charging. Since this phone is meant to be water resistant, the USB-C port at the bottom is protected by a rather thick rubber flap. It's not the easiest to remove because it is extra thick! And Ulefone knows that, which is why we have two pogo pins beside the USB-C port. Those pogo pins are for this accessory. Yes, a charging dock. It reminds me of the day of cordless phones at home back in the days. I know my age is showing, but yeah, it works the same way for this phone as well. You just plop the phone on the dock and it will start charging. This way of charging will take an even longer time, more than 5 hours to complete the charging from 15% to completion. That is because this dock will only output a total of 10 watts at most. I mean, it makes sense since we'll just be docking the phone and letting it charge overnight anyway. We can even daisy chain other devices as well since this charger has an output port as well. But that means it will take an even longer time to charge your phone in the first place. And lastly, if we use our own USB PD PPS charger, then it will practically be the same as the stock charger, so nothing out of the ordinary here. 18 watts is the maximum wattage that this phone can take in. The software is where things get interesting, I would say. I just want to get this out of the way first. The phone is using Android 15 out of the box and it's pretty much stock Android. We do have a fingerprint scanner embedded on the power button on the right side, but the button is so mushy to the point that there's literally zero tactility. Most of the time, I don't even realize that I have pressed on it yet. The left side has a textured button that also does not have any tactility, but it defaults to an app called Zello. Yeah, it's a walkie-talkie app. If you use that, then great. If not, you can remap this to do some other things or even just launch an app. The list of easy shuttle actions are actually embedded in the system itself, and it can perform more than just turning on or off the flashlight, for example. Yeah, you can press it once to toggle the brightness, double press to change the mode, and also hold it to turn it on and off. Other easy shuttle actions have similar multi-layer actions as well, which is why I say this phone is pretty special. There is another list of special features that I think is certainly useful for people like this one. You can answer the calls by just using the fingerprint scanner instead of touching the screen. This is super useful for those who are unable to swipe to answer the call, let's just say when hammering the wall, for example. Other than that, the software here is pretty basic. It works, has some special features, and that's about it. No bloatware, and everything just works. And now the cameras. I mean, it's nothing special. We do have two cameras here and it can take some pictures like this. And I mean, it works. The second camera is actually a macro camera, and if you want to use it, okay. Personally, I would just stick to the main camera and that's about it. And one thing that you might have realized is that this phone, they have two flashlights. One outputs a softer light for taking pictures, and another one is the super torchlight for, lighting up whatever's in front of you super brightly. And trust me, it's so bright to the point that you don't want to shine this into someone else's eye because it just hurts. And this Ulefone RugKing 4 Pro also comes with two SIM card slots and a microSD card slot. All of them are hidden inside this flap, and then we have to pull out the metal tab to access them. And this phone actually does have NFC as well. We can install Google Wallet and make payments that way. And I mean, it makes sense. We don't have to touch cash to make payments, and I think that is a very nice addition. Of course, this phone is also MIL STD810H certified. And also rated for IP68 and IP69K. It also features an underwater camera mode, allowing us to take pictures by just using the buttons, and it totally disables the touchscreen entirely. Who should buy the Ulefone RugKing 4 Pro? Why does this phone exist in the first place? Well, the first thing that comes into my mind are, well, construction workers. Seriously, it's just perfect for those use cases. First, the side button can work as a walkie-talkie, so you can beep your mates to come and help you out to do whatsoever. And you will also be able to answer calls with just one hand, and you don't have to touch the screen at all. Also, dropping this phone is not really an issue since the entire phone is built like a tank anyway. The battery life is definitely gonna last you throughout at least one full working day, and we can just put it back to the dock and charge it overnight before returning to work the next day. Oh, we can also chain this charging dock together because you can pull out this tab here and then snap another dock at the side. It's an amazing feature that keeps things organized. It's just that the cables that you have to deal with and the amount of chargers that you need. Yeah. There is also a lanyard loop included in the box as well. There are many more accessories available on their website, like this armband strap or another armor case with a carabiner or kickstand attachment. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but also perfect for this phone because it is meant to be used for this kind of rugged activities anyway. And finally, this phone is exceptionally affordable. Officially, the price of this phone is at $210 US only, and with the charging dock, you just have to bump it up to $260 US. Honestly, this phone is definitely not for everyone, but it is great for those who really need a phone that can survive drops, water, and whatnot. I gotta say, reviewing this phone definitely opened my eyes to a brand new category of rugged phones. And I mean literally rugged phones, not those pretentious ones like the Honor X9 series and whatnot. And that's all that we have to share with you here in today's video. Let me know what you think about the Ulefone RugKing 4 Pro and rugged phones in general. And do remember to hit that like and subscribe button as well. We will see you guys in the next video. Surprisingly a long video for a review for this kind of phone.